So I open up my package from GameStop, and I see Rogue City, I see college football, and I see a generic GameStop case. And my thought is, oh darn, well, that's kind of what you expect. But then I looked at what was on the case, and I was a bit confused. Well, they're still doing the buy two get one, so I figured I'd stop by GameStop and see what I could find. Let's go. Well, that was surprisingly good. So I went in, and I needed to return return one game and trade in another. So I returned my second copy of Spider-Man. So I got the $20 back for that. And then I also traded in my second copy of NBA Street. So I got about, I think, $6 for that, something like that. So what did I pick up? Well, some pretty good stuff. I actually spent a bit more than what I originally planned, but they had some good things. So, of course, because it's buy two, get one, the first thing I asked is, hey, do you have any retro games in stock? And they surprisingly did. They had a number of games. They had some expensive GameCube games in the front. Disc only, though, so I wasn't really interested. But I picked up 3 retro games, and they're all kind of cool. I'm pretty excited to add them to the collection. We'll start off with WrestleMania 19 on the GameCube. It is a wrestling game. I'm trying to collect old wrestling games, and this is not one you see super often. No manual, but the disc is there. It's in pretty good shape, so I figured I'd pick it up, add that to the wrestling collection and to the GameCube collection in general. Another game I didn't have, figured I'd snag it. We have New Super Luigi U on the Wii U. And then the freebie, again, not a game you see very often, especially at a GameStop, but I wanted to pick it up because, again, when would you see this? Final Fantasy Origins on the PS1. This was completely free, too. So, pretty sick little additions there. Very happy to have them. And then while I was looking around, I also took a look at, of course, all the other game sections to see if there's something particularly interesting that I thought was worth picking up, and I ended up scoring 3 kind of uncommon Switch games. Of course, they were buy two get one, so I figured I'd pick them up. We'll start off with Backaroo on the Switch. Apparently there's like an exclusive cover that just came out of VGP, but I found it in stock, so I just picked it up. It looks cool. It's like a 3D action game. Figured I'd pick it up. Next, I've never seen this one before, so I wanted to pick it up to, make sure it looked good. And it's Idea Factory, so that typically means it's pretty uncommon. Little Witch No Beta on the Switch. Again, it looks like a 3D action adventure game. Kind of cool. And then the freebie, I've heard this game is pretty good. I think it's a rhythm game. It looks interesting, but, again, figured I'd pick it up. We have Citus on the Switch. So, picked up a total of 6 games, only paid for 4 of them, and of those, I think the first batch I paid a grand total of $12 for all the retro games out of pocket. The Switch games I paid out of pocket entirely because, they were on the more expensive side, but they're all pretty uncommon, so pretty happy to add them. Well, it's a new day, and I just got a order from GameStop. So there's a bit of a story to this, so buckle up. First off, I got a notification from Wario64, the GOAT, of finding online gaming deals, which if you don't follow him on Twitter/X, you really should. Anyway, he messaged everybody that College Football 26, the college football game that came out in June of this year, July, I think it came out last month actually, was on sale for $28 pre-owned on either Xbox or PlayStation. Which, considering that game is normally $70, that seems a little weird. What I came to find out is that apparently GameStop is running a promotion where if you buy Madden in store, you can get college football half off. So you're supposed to get it for like 30 bucks. But I think it was only supposed to apply to new copies, and it was only supposed to be in store. I guess the system glitched because of that. So I, of course, being the advantageous person that I am, decided to combine that with a couple other games and do a buy two get one. As well as I picked up a new game that was also on sale, even though it literally came out like a week ago because of Pro Week. So, hey, I did pretty well, but I actually did even better than I originally thought, and you'll see why in a second. So we'll start off with the new game, and that is RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business on the Xbox. Now, if you don't know what this is a standalone expansion to RoboCop Rogue City, which I did play for a little bit. It's a really good game. It's an FPS where you play, of course, as RoboCop. And what's kind of unique about it is, unlike a lot of shooters where you kind of have to, like, duck behind cover, a lot of it's about, like, running around, finding cover, finding the optimum spot to get your kills. RoboCop doesn't move fast. He's also a tank. So basically, you just get to go into a room full of enemies and then walk around kind of slowly and just gun down everybody. It's pretty fun. But yeah, this is a standalone expansion. It's only 30 bucks, but I actually got it for less than that because it was on sale. So, pretty cool. But yeah, I got that, so that was nice. I also picked up College Football 26 on the Xbox. So yeah, this is the brand new college football game. It literally just came out, I think, in July. And I got it for 30 bucks. It's a pre-owned copy, but who cares? It's a sports game. So that's pretty awesome. I wasn't planning on getting this right away. I do love college football, and I feel bad that I bought 25. Never played it. Did hear this one's a bit better, though, so I'll probably just pop this one in and play that. But then we have the other two games. So my original order was for an Xbox 360 game, which has not come in yet, so it's supposed to come in tomorrow. And for WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii, which was, I think, around that $28 range. And I didn't have that game. I figured, you know what? Might as well add it to the collection. Yeah, I was going to take a bit of a loss in terms of value, but it was the freebie, so who cares? So I opened up my package from GameStop, and I see Rogue City, I see college football, and I see a generic GameStop case. And my thought is, oh darn, well, you know, that's kind of what you expect. But then I looked at what was on the case, and I was a bit confused. And then I opened the game, and the game that's on the case is in there. GameStop messed up again, in my favor. We have Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube. Yeah. And I opened this up, and yep, it is certainly Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube, and it's actually in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's a loose disc copy, but considering I ended up getting a game that is worth $45 loose for free also, instead of a game that was worth $15 complete, pretty good upgrade. And I also don't have Melee. It's a game that I've wanted to pick up again for a while, but it's always overpriced. So I was hoping maybe I'll find it at a pawn shop or something, or maybe a day when I have an abundance of credit, I'll find a complete copy. But now I have a basically free copy that GameStop gave me, so that's a win. So yeah, another instance where GameStop messes up in my favor. So I'll take it. But yeah, we got a few more games coming, and I'll show you what those are when they come in. Alright, it is time for the final recap, and we actually have a couple extra games to add to the pile in addition to the stuff that we already talked about. 2 games I picked up from Amazon because they were really good deals, and then of course we have our final package from GameStop to see if we scored again. I doubt we're going to score again quite as well as we did with getting Smash Bros instead of WarioWare, but hey, you never know. So, we'll find out. But anyway, let's start off with the Amazon pickups. This one I picked up because it was $10, and I've heard good things about it. It's brand new sealed. Again, it's apparently a fun couch co-op game, so I figured, you know what, for $10, I don't see a reason not to. Moving Out 2 on the Xbox Series. Looks fun. Figured I'd pick it up. Paid $10. It's worth $29. Brand new sealed. So pretty solid pickup there. This one, Walmart had it on sale. And thankfully Amazon, which they sometimes do, price matched it. So I was able to pick this up, and it's funny because I bought this once. I accidentally sent it to my dad's apartment. And I figured rather than waiting probably months for him to get it back to me, I'm just going to order it again and have him return it. So I bought this game twice technically, but now I have a copy. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 on the Xbox Series. Now, yes, I know this game is on Game Pass. I wanted a physical copy. One thing that I have seen recently, and this has been proven, a lot of times, if you have a game that is on Game Pass, it will go up in value if it ever goes off of Game Pass. One of the biggest cases in point when it comes to that, Lies of P on the Xbox Series is over $100 game. You can't find it anywhere. So I don't know if they're ever going to remove Tony Hawk 3 and 4 off of Game Pass. It is an Activision game, which is owned by Xbox, but I wanted to be safe, so I picked it up. I only paid $35, and it's worth $50. It just came out in July, so that's a pretty good pickup. Now we have our mystery package. I know what game it is. I just don't know the condition. So let's see how we did. I've opened it, but I have not looked inside. I see a green case. That is a good sign. Hopefully. Okay. Well, we have a Xbox 360 case, but it's a generic cover art. Darn. Well, we have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 on the Xbox 360. I didn't have a physical of this, so I figured I'd pick it up. I have the updated versions on Xbox One when they made those, but those are digital only. So now I have both games physically on 360. Wish this had the cover art, but it's fine. The disc is here. It looks pretty good shape, but let me find out for sure. It's got some light scratching, but it should be fine. It should play. So I paid $30 for this, I think, or was this the freebie? This was $27 and it's worth $25. So it's a little bit of a loss. Actually, it's worth less than that because it was worth $25 complete. So I'll put on the screen what this is worth not complete. And then we got our other stuff, and thankfully, even though I technically lost on that game, I definitely made up for it with the other stuff that we got. So let's go through the rest of the online pickups, and then we'll do the GameStop in-person stuff. So we'll start off College Football 26 on the Xbox Series. I really need to play this. I bought last year's game when it came out, never booted it up once. Which is, you can't do that with sports games. A lot of games you can because it's like, well, they're not going anywhere. With sports games, you pretty much have a year to play it. I mean, yeah, you can still play it, but the new one's out, and it's not going to be a significant difference. So this, I need to play this. And I've heard this one is actually a pretty big improvement over last year's game, so pretty excited to check it out. I got it for a really good price. I paid $27. This is worth $55. So really good price there. Of course, the freebie of the online deal was supposed to be WarioWare. Instead it was Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube. I'm still pretty stunned that GameStop messed up, sent me the wrong game, but it's a better game. Would have been nicer if it was another expensive game, but hey, I mean, I don't mind. I don't have Smash Bros. Melee. So this was a very pleasant surprise. Very happy to get it. And what's wild about it is this was the freebie. I would have taken a loss. Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't have because it was a freebie. But this was a huge bump, actually. So this was free. It's worth $45 loose. So this was a huge win. Crazy. And then the other game I picked up online was RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business on the Xbox. RoboCop Rogue City is a really good FPS. This is a standalone expansion. It was only $30, and actually was less than that because of Pro Week. It was actually on sale, which was kind of cool. So I paid $28, and this is worth $30. So there you go. And then we have the stuff that I picked up from GameStop in person. I did 2 buy 2 get 1s, and all of them are pretty solid. I got 3 uncommon Switch games, and then I got 3 retro games. So we'll go with the retro stuff first. Final Fantasy Origins on the PlayStation. Not every day you find a complete in-box PlayStation 1 game at a GameStop in 2025, but there you go. This is Final Fantasy 1 and 2. I didn't have it. I do have the pixel art collection, but I figure it's probably not a bad idea to have the original versions as well, because I'm sure there's some differences. So there you go. This one was free. It's worth $19. Then we have New Super Luigi U on the Wii U. I didn't have this. I actually don't have New Super Mario Bros. U, so I need to get that as well, but this was complete in box. It's in pretty good shape. Figured I'd pick it up. I don't have it. It's always nice to add stuff to the Wii U collection. This one I paid $12 plus some credit, and it's worth $17. And then this one was a shocker, because again, you don't see GameCube games in GameStop very often. And this was one I was absolutely going to pick up, because why would I not? We have WrestleMania 19 on the GameCube. No manual, but the disc is in pretty good shape. And it's another wrestling game to add to my wrestling game collection now. So that's pretty cool. Paid credit, and this is worth $26. So did very well in the retro stuff. And then I got my 3 uncommon Switch games. These were buy 2 get 1. They were on the more expensive side, but I think these were good pickups. So start off with Sidus Alpha on the Switch. This looks really interesting. I think it's a puzzle game or like a rhythm game. I don't really know. It looks cool, and it's not a game you see super often, so I figured I'd pick it up. I paid nothing. This was a freebie. It's worth $28. Then we have Little Witch Nobita on the Switch again. This is, I think, a dungeon crawler with some action RPG stuff. It looks pretty cool. Not a game you see super often. Figured it was worth a pickup. I paid $38, and this is worth $40. So there you go. And then this one I didn't know until recently. This one's actually very desired because of a certain stat. That is Bakuro on the Switch. Now apparently, if you play this game on a Switch 2, it runs at 60 FPS. And apparently it plays beautifully, which is awesome. It looks cool. It's like an action-adventure game. It's made by Goodfeel, who is a frequent Nintendo collaborator. So, figured I'd pick it up. I heard it was good, and now I have a copy. I paid $38. It's worth $32. So this one was a little bit of a loss. But again, with the buy 2 get 1, I don't mind that, just because you're gonna make it out in the end because you get a free game. So, and I wanted to get this. So there you go. So yeah, pretty solid week. We got a lot of good stuff, a lot of quality additions to the collection, and a good variety too. I mean, we got Xbox, we got 360, GameCube, multiple GameCube games, PlayStation 1, Wii U, Switch, some new stuff, some old stuff, good selection. So very happy to add all that to the collection. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I will see you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.